Hi, Sassy. So we got him a new sweater. Actually got him two sweaters, that way we've always got one when one's in the laundry. Got little trees on it, isn't that cute? Hi, buddy. Hey guys, Constance here. So I am sitting at the airport waiting for Mr. Smith to head on out. His plane should have just landed a few minutes ago. He's arriving home from Utah. Had a business trip out there for work. So occasionally I will have people show some concern that I mention if Mr. Smith is traveling or something like that, and I do appreciate it. I understand PERSEC and OPSEC, having been part of an Army family for 25 years and dealing with deployments and all that wonderful stuff. So believe me, safety is something I am very keen on. And that is why I take many of the steps that I do. Some things I talk about, some things I don't talk about. But I am a very careful person, and talking about him traveling, I mean, I'm not giving the exact details, but, you know, I am careful, and I do not feel at all vulnerable or any more in danger than I would be any other time, just because he's traveling. So I do appreciate the concern. I do. So I have supper in the crock pot, as you saw, waiting at home. And speaking of which, that sound was actually just my security system going off. Apparently the dog set it off because there's nothing going on. That happens sometimes. Better for it to be overly sensitive than not go off when it should. So as I said, I have supper in the crock pot. It's already finished, and so when we get back to the house, he can enjoy some home-cooked supper. I made a very, very simple creamy tomato chicken soup. It's very simple and very delicious, and as you saw, I was kind of filming and photographing and all that, and it will be a recipe that I do publish, but it won't be going live for a while. So make sure you are signed up for my newsletter. I have a link for that down below. It's also linked on my blog, and so that way you can make sure you don't miss any new recipes or anything like that that I share. And speaking of my blog, while I'm sitting here waiting, I finished doing all of the recipe cards, the hundreds of recipe cards. Then I made some more major changes to the site. I installed a new theme. The theme is what makes a website look the way it does, and the one I installed is very clean, very simple, and it made my website a lot faster, which is important. So if you haven't seen it yet, go on and check it out and let me know what you think. If you do see anything that needs fixing, because there were things I needed to fix when I changed the theme, things like my Instagram page that I have there, it's a landing page for Instagram. I had to reinstall that. So there's certain little things that I needed to do to get it set up. There's a few things I have yet to do, but if you see anything, let me know and bring it to my attention just in case. And I just saw him walk out the door. There he is. Hello. Hey. You think they know we're home?
I agree.
Go. Come on. Didn't take long. Hey guys, so we are running a few errands. Just went to Lowe's to pick up a couple of things. We have a little bit of a project we're going to be doing today. And next stop is Tractor Supply because there's something there that we need for said project. And yeah, so this is something Mr. Smith has been wanting me to build, except we're doing it a completely different way. And so there's no building really to be done. So this is kind of an easy version of that project. So it just ought to take a few minutes to do. Alright, so Tractor Supply is complete. We actually picked up a couple extra things, which has a tendency to happen. And so now we're going to head back to the house. And before we get started on a project, I'm going to get something to eat. I am starving. This whole getting up at 3:50 in the morning thing. 11 a.m. and I'm starving to death. Yeah.
You want to stop and grab you a salad?
No, I've got stuff at the house, honey. I've got soup left from last night, and I've got salad in the fridge too. So I will be good.
Yummy, yummy.
Alright, so the first thing we needed to do was the feeder, or feeders, deer feeders. So we got those put together. They're hung out there on some trees. I got the trail cameras set up and did all of that stuff that needed to happen. Now I'm going to go in the barn and I'm going to find my insulation foam. It's the tubing you would put around pipes. That is what I use to fill the gaps up under the eaves for the chickens in the big coop. Figure out which is which because they're all cut to the right.
sweater. Hey guy. What you doing? What you doing up there? What you doing up there? What you doing up there?
Dirty.
What you doing up there?
She's gonna get you.
Right up in here.
So it's getting dark, but I wanted to share this. Today we let Edith and the duck out because she desperately wanted out of the fence to be out here with everybody else. And I was afraid she was going to actually injure herself because she was trying to shove her head through the fence just nonstop. And so we went ahead and let them out. And the ducks are all getting along great. Edith is watching over them like she does. But now here's the dilemma. We don't know what they're going to do now that it's getting dark. Are the two younger ducks, which by the way, we've named the white one Einstein because he's got the poof, you know, looks like Einstein. Are they going to go in the chicken coop with the chickens like they've always done? Or are they going to sit here and try and hang out with the duck and Edith? Which the duck I'm thinking of naming Daffy because there's only one and he's a boy and he's a white duck. So Daffy and Edith. So as far as Edith and Daffy, we had decided we're actually going to herd them into the run that's over there between those two coops and lock them up. That way they're still safe, they're still enclosed, and they actually might be a little bit safer than they were in the front garden because that has a cover on it. So that is the plan for them. I just don't know if the younger ducks are going to be with them or the chickens. I guess we'll find out.